Hello and welcome to this video. Today I'll be starting work on my end hub, and I'm taking this opportunity to record a tutorial for anyone who's interested in building it for themselves. For this video I'll only be building about 1/8 of the entire structure because much of the build is symmetrical, and I do not have an exact list of resources you'll need, but I will show what I have currently, and at the end of the video do a comparison to show how much of the materials were used. For these, I have 3 shulkers of just netherrack for scaffolding. I have 1 shulker of obsidian. I have 1 shulker of purpur blocks. I'm confident that I will need more of this, but that's all I have at the moment. And then I have 7 shulkers of endstone. And then in here I have 4 stacks of mud blocks, 4 stacks of peony, and then not all of this copper is completely oxidized, but I got tired of waiting, so I just got the next best thing, and I'll when I use it, I will let it oxidize naturally. And then we have 6 stacks of purple stained glass, 6 stacks of magenta stained glass, and 15 stacks of white stained glass. I've got 9 stacks of each of the froglight variants. And here I have a stack of warped stem and 3 stacks of soul sand. I've got 4 stacks of popped chorus and 4 stacks of blaze rod. These are for end rods. I have 42 of these magenta, purple, and cyan carpet. I only need 40, but just 42 for extra, I guess. These are some extra purpur blocks I have. And I have a full shulker of cobbled deep slate. Now all these resources are approximate, so we'll just see what we use for the build, the portion of the build I'll be showing today. Just to quickly interject before we get into building, a very important note for this build specifically is I will be manually repositioning the end gateways using commands so that they line up with my design. In a normal Minecraft world, the end gateways that generate after defeating the Ender Dragon are not symmetrical. Many of them are offset by 1 block, either to the side or diagonally. If you play in a single-player world without access to commands, or a multiplayer server that may not allow these changes, the end gateways will not conform to this design. They may still be within the acceptable space, they'll just look a little odd. Alternatively, you could just modify the design to fit them. I am also starting this build in the north because the northernmost end gateway is in the correct position, and I will not need to manually adjust it. The first step is to level out the terrain around the end portal, about 1 block underneath the bedrock there, and build a circle 52 blocks in radius or 105 blocks in diameter. I will leave a link in the description for the circle generator I used to design my hub. And if you haven't already fought the Ender Dragon 20 times for the end gateways, I recommend doing this first to make future fights a bit more tolerable. Just filling it with water here, that way you don't take fall damage and Endermen won't interfere with your fight. Optionally, you can also take this time to dismantle some of the obsidian pillars to get some of the obsidian needed for this build. You can see here, I have half of this one dismantled. They will regenerate when you next spawn the Ender Dragon. For this next step, at the edge of the ring, which is 52 blocks out, we want to go down 1 and forward 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we want to back up, put down 2, like so, and then we want to go 1, 2, at a diagonal. Next we want 3 blocks, and then 6 blocks. 6. Next we want 3 blocks, and we're going to do that 3 times, so 3. And then we want 2 blocks 4 times. That's 3, 4. Next we want 1 block and 2 blocks, another 1, and another 2. And then we want to go in a diagonal 9 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I was a bit mistaken. We actually want to bring this up 1 more block. And we can actually take out these blocks here, so they won't be needed. Just the few blocks between the ring and the border we're building here. Next, we want to line the top half of the border we've built with half slabs of end stone bricks. Next, we are going to want to double up on just the edge of the half slabs here, starting at the first diagonal, like so. We're going to do this up until the second single diagonal after this last 2, where we're going to put a stair block instead. Next, we're going to place down obsidian, starting at this diagonal, 3 blocks, and then whichever froglight of your choosing. We're going to put 1 down, and then every 4 obsidian, we're going to alternate. Up to the stair block here. On the inside of this ring, just across from the obsidian, we're going to put down 2 of these end stone bricks, and then we're going to line just the outside of the ring, or just the border of the inside ring, with half slabs. And we'll just meet up with the border across from it. And now we're going to line the other side of the ring with obsidian and froglights, starting with 1 obsidian, a froglight, and then 3 obsidian, and we alternate again. And now we want 4 obsidian, and another 4, 4, and 4 one more time, and now we want 3, and 3, and 3 one more time. Next, we're going to start placing down some end stone bricks at certain points along the obsidian on both sides. I've marked them out with torches, but we're going to start with the first obsidian here, and we're going to skip this froglight on this corner here, the next corner here, and finally this corner. And on the inside of the ring, we're going to start 3 blocks from these at this corner, the next corner here, 2 corners over, another 2 corners over, 3 corners over. We're not actually going to put it there, we're going to put it right there. And then 2 corners over at a diagonal right there. And then at these 2, between this frog light here, they're actually on the outside. I've marked them. And skipping ahead a little bit, I've actually filled in the space between the inner and outer rings with netherrack for the sake of convenience. Now we're going to start by placing down endstone brick stairs on top of the slabs on both sides of the ring. And we'll have them leading into the endstone bricks that we've placed as markers. For the inside ring, we're going to have an extra stair block just sticking out from the first set of endstone bricks, and we're going to continue the pattern. And for the center diagonal here, we're actually going to have the stair blocks facing out of these stone bricks because there's no other clean alternative. Now we're going to start on the stairs leading up to the pathway and the pathway itself. You can see I've already replicated the other side of the build here, and we're going to start with some endstone bricks like so, with some wall blocks on top of them and some slabs on top of those. And then we want some stair blocks in between and some per slabs leading up. You could use solid blocks here, but we'll just use the slabs. We are going to build a ring around like so. With the shape in the middle there. And in this shape, we're going to place down some copper stairs, and outside those, we're going to put down some copper slabs. And then we want some frog lights in the corners. We'll alternate. And then in the center, we want a mud block and a peony. Optifine kind of does this sometimes. It's invisible for a moment. If you move around enough, it might reappear. There it is. And then we're going to waterlog these stair blocks. A small change down at the stairs at the bottom of the build. We've swapped out the slabs with per stairs, and then 1 block above that is another set of slabs like so. Next, we're going to place down some frog lights at certain points in the center of the path here. I've marked them out with torches, but I'm going to start about here, and then in between these 2 frog lights here, and we're going to keep alternating. This one is 1 block over from this frog light. This is in between the 2 here. This one is 1 block over. This one, 1 block over. And over here, another 1 block over. And up to that corner there. And then on either side of these frog lights, we're going to place down copper stairs. And we're going to put per stairs just along the other sides. Once all of the frog lights are in place, we can start just filling in the gaps with per slabs. And back at the diagonal here, we want another little fountain here with the peony and the mud blocks. Now we're going to start placing down polished deep slate wall on the corner pieces, the endstone bricks we placed down earlier, and in between all of the wall blocks we're going to place down white glass panes on top of these stair blocks. We're going to do this for both sides. For the final details of this walkway, we're going to add end rods and glass panes on top of the deep slate wall. Where we're going to do this is for the purple glass panes. We're going to place down 2 end rods like so, and replace the bottom end rod with purple glass pane. And for the magenta, we're going to place down the end rod and the magenta glass pane on top. And we're going to alternate across both sides. Next, we're going to start working on the stairs leading up to the next pathway. And what we're going to do is we're going to add another layer of half slabs, and on top of those we want end stone, and just out from those we want end stone bricks and another layer of slabs. And we're going to repeat this 5 times. So that's 3, 4, and 5. And here we want just like that. Next, we're actually going to start on the underside of the next walkway. We will come back to the stairs after we have something to stand on. I'm going to put down a scaffolding block right here, and then we're going to bring this out 5 blocks wide with the end stone bricks, and we're going to want a pattern underneath this with end stone. We're going to bring this out 5 blocks, and it's a simple pattern here, just like so, and we're going to fill that in with the end stone brick. From here we're going to start building out the pathway with 8 blocks out from right here. We're going to back up 1 and 8 blocks again. Back up 1 more time, and we're going to do 6 blocks here. And from here we want 3 blocks. We're actually going to place an upside down stair block at the end of that and go with 5 more blocks. And then from here we're going to outline the same pattern from before. And it should look like this. We can fill it in with the end stone. Now we're going to bring it back around to the stairs, starting at the edge here with 6 blocks. And then we want 3 blocks and another upside down stair, 6 more blocks, and then we want 8 blocks, and we're going to back up 1 for 6 blocks, or until we reach the platform again. Next we're going to start filling in the gaps here with a pattern. We're going to start with some end stone bricks and then a 3 by 3 of upside down stair blocks. Next we're going to want 3 end stone bricks and another 3 like so, and we want another set of upside down stair blocks like so. Next we're going to want 2 blocks and another 2 blocks with another set of upside down stair blocks matching up with the other upside down stairs we had. And then here we want a 2x2 with another just like that. And then another set of upside down stair blocks, like so. And then not the center blocks that we've left empty with the upside down stair blocks, but we will fill in the other gaps with just end stone brick. And it should look like that. And just above these gaps we've left in the pathway, we want to place down some ochre frog lights. I like them facing down directly, so I'm just placing the scaffolding for that. And here is what the underside looks like with the frog lights in place and the upside down stairs. Next we're going to outline the pathway with half slabs. Starting here across from this end stone, we're actually going to start with an upside down stair block and then continue by outlining with half slabs. When we reach the other end of the platform, we actually want these three corners here to have upside down stair blocks sticking out like so. We can add a slab just in between the two stair blocks. And we will continue with the outline. Like so. And at the other end we want to end with a full end stone brick block, and then this is what it should look like underneath. Just like that, all the way around. Next we are going to place down half slabs, obsidian and frog lights to both sides around the ring. And a small mistake I made earlier, we do not end this inside ring with a full block, it's also just a slab. Above that slab I have a stair block placed down, and above the upside down stair block from earlier we have two full blocks here. And we're going to start with the ring of half slabs. And then I also have a stair block at both ends here, one further out and the other just a bit in. And that is where our obsidian is going to start and end. And I've marked out the torches here for frog light. I'm going to want purple here, and we'll continue with the obsidian. And this one is right in line with the ochre frog light, and in line with the ochre frog light again. And this one is just off center a bit. The obsidian stops there, and on the other end we have obsidian with the stair block, but we'll also fill in with the half slabs. And then just at the edge of this center piece here, we have the frog lights again. This one is off center just a bit. I'll change this one to green. I'll probably change this one to pearlescent. And we will continue to fill in. This next one is off center. This next one is off center, but the last one is in line. Skipping ahead a little bit, I've filled in the gaps with netherrack up to the center of the platform here and just before the stairs, and I've placed the endstone brick at certain points along the pathway, starting, this is the upside down stair block. First is right here, and across from it another one. We've got some more netherrack just underneath it, and down a bit further at the corners here, again like that and that. They're offset by one block, and then at the end here, these are just on the outside corners, each of them. This one is on top of the stair block from earlier, and this one is just before the stair block here. Next we're going to start placing down the stairs around the edge, as well as the deep slate walls on top of the endstone bricks, and the white glass panes in between the walls. And at the end of the platform here, we're going to want some stair blocks just in between the gap here. After that, we can start placing down the frog lights just on top of the ochre. We can place alternatingly the other colors of frog light. And we'll fill in the floor similar or exactly the same as we did with the previous walkway. A small mistake I made earlier, instead of the stair block coming out of the side of the brick block here, we want it coming out the back. This is going to be a slab. And then we've filled in the floor, and over at the end here we've replicated the upside down stair block and this column here on this side here. And similarly we have a brick block with a wall here. And before we add the lights to this pathway, we're going to finish the stairs leading up to it. And to do that, at this corner here next to this slab, we're going to start with 4 brick blocks and a slab after that, and then we're going to repeat with 2 bricks and a slab all the way up to the second platform. And then we'll repeat this same design on the other side. And instead of a slab connecting the stairs to the second platform, we're going to have a solid block. And to finish the railings, we're going to place a solid block and a slab, and what we want to do is gently slope the railings down back to the first platform, the first walkway, up to here, and instead of another slab we want to bring these stairs out from this block here and wrap them over to the railing there. And we'll do this for both sides. Lastly, we're going to place in the steps, and I've already done half of the staircase right here. You can see that they are just below the blocks and slabs of the railings. We also have every 3 blocks a frog light in between the steps, starting at the first step up, and it's every 3 blocks. And we'll also be placing wall blocks intermittently, like so, every 3 blocks up as well. And yeah, that will conclude the staircase. Once the steps are in place, we can connect the 2 wall blocks here with the white glass panes, and we can continue with the lighting on top of the deep slate wall blocks, alternating. So we have a purple here, and we'll want a magenta after that, and it should alternate on both sides. The lighting, of course, should follow through for the rest of the platform, and next we're going to start work on the next set of stairs leading up to the end gateway here. Down between these 2 stair blocks, we're going to place 3 of the endstone bricks and 3 of the slabs. On either side we want some endstone, and we're going to continue this pattern 4 more times. At the fourth set here, instead of slabs at the end, we want some upside down stair blocks, and then we can place some end stone bricks on either side. We're now going to start work on the platform for the end gateway. I've already placed down some scaffolding. This is a 13 by 13 square centered on the end gateway here, and it is 3 blocks below, or it has 3 blocks in between it and the end of the staircase here. And what we're going to do is start with 2 upside down stair blocks and 3 scaffolding blocks like so. We're going to break these a bit later, but then we want to continue with 2 more stair blocks, and then we can place 3 more scaffolding blocks like so, and we'll continue this same pattern the whole way around. And we can actually break the 3 scaffolding blocks along the edges here, and on the outside we're going to start placing 2 stair blocks like so, both upside down, and we want to break these 2 scaffolding blocks. And then for this one, we want our upside down stairs to come out of that block. And then we're going to continue like so, and then from these 2, we want to come back out, and this will be 5 upside down stair blocks along the edge. And we'll bring it back in like so, and then we want 2 more along the edge like so, one facing out of this block and the other facing out of the stair block. And again, we want to break those 2 scaffolding blocks and have our stair blocks facing out of the third. And we'll do that for all the corners. With the stair blocks in place, the connections should look something like this. And then on these edges here, we can place 3 stair blocks again. Oh, that needs to be adjusted to look like this. So stair blocks are a little tricky to deal with this build. So you just need to adjust them where necessary, like so. And to finish the ring, we're going to break the scaffolding blocks and put a bottom half slab in their place. And then above the slab we can place the pearlescent frog lights. And also to connect the outer corner, we're going to place another upside down stair block. And we'll do that for the other 3 as well. Next we're going to put a ring of per half slabs like so, all the way around the base. And we're going to place 4 more per frog lights in these indentations along the sides here. Coming off of one of the frog lights here, we're going to place a scaffolding block and underneath it an upside down stair block. Then coming off of the stair block, we're going to want slabs on either side, and in the corners outside these slabs we want a wall block like so. And we'll continue this all the way around with the stair block like that. Like so. Back on top of the platform we can come and break this scaffolding block, and on these wall blocks we can place some end brick blocks. And then finally we're going to start placing some obsidian. It is your choice if you want this to be hollow, but for me I'm just going to make it whole. We're going to make 3 layers of obsidian like that, and then we want 2 layers coming out of the obsidian like so. And finally we can finish off with some purple glass stained panes in the corners underneath the wall blocks. and some magenta coming out from the stair block on the sides. And we are finished with the underside of the platform. We've taken down the scaffolding, and this is what it looks like, or what it should look like from underneath. Continuing on, we actually want to replace a 3x3 of the obsidian here with soul sand and light it up like so. And then I've marked out the locations for frog lights just on the inside corner at each side, and we're going to alternate them again. On the outer edge of the platform, we are going to want a cobbled deep slate wall with 2 polished deep slate walls adjacent, and then on either side of the frog lights we want some purpur blocks, and then we're going to continue that at a diagonal, and we're going to leave this spot blank and do the same on the other corners, or the other sides. Just like this. And then on the corners we're going to want 2 of the endstone brick walls and some purple stained glass panes on all 4 corners. Back to the end gateway, we're going to want cobbled deep slate walls coming out of the bottom bedrock piece there with some purple stained glass coming out of those, and above the glass we'll want some more cobbled deep slate walls. Next we're going to, on the staircase side, put down 2 scaffolding blocks just next to the purpur there, and we're going to line the outside ring with stair blocks. We're also going to have it over top this block here. And we're going to do that the entire way around. Back at the stairs here, we are actually going to reposition these stair blocks. We'll want to put down some endstone brick like so, and the stair blocks will be positioned like that. We will break these and replace them so that the connection looks like this. And then finally, we're going to put a ring of purpur slabs around the inside of the platform. Coming back to the end gateway, we're actually going to place down obsidian between the end stone bricks here, and on top of the obsidian in the corners, or not the corners, but at the edge of each side, we're going to place down some copper stairs like that, and on the other, between the copper stairs, we're going to want some purpur slabs, and in the corners we're going to put together a pattern using the endstone brick stairs like so. We're going to do this the whole way around. On top of the copper stairs inside, we're going to place down some copper half slabs. And then at the edge, we're going to place down copper half slabs with some copper stairs, like so. And to finish up the floor, we're going to put per stair blocks on either side of the copper, and we're going to place frog lights alternating beside those. Like so. And then we want to place mud blocks and peony in the corners. After waterlogging all of the end stone brick stairs around the end gateway, we're going to finish decorating the end gateway, starting with some end rods on these cobbled deep slate walls, and then the top half of the bedrock here is going to have these warped wood trapdoors. We can close them just like this, and we're going to put some more cobbled deep slate walls above the end rods and on the outside of the top bedrock block there, with some purple glass panes connecting that layer of cobbled deep slate wall. And at the top we're going to want another cobbled deep slate wall with some magenta glass panes coming out of that. And then this last part is completely optional, a dragon egg to top it off. I have a data pack, a Vanilla Tweaks data pack that drops dragon eggs and elytra from the Ender Dragon when you defeat it. And I figure this was a nice way to top off the end pylon. Again, it's entirely optional if you do not have this data pack yourself. Next, we want to place down the polished deep slate wall blocks on the outside corners of the platform and connect them up with the white stained glass panes. Backing up a bit, I've actually finished the stairs leading up to the end gateway. The design is completely identical to the previous set of stairs. The frog light placement is the green frog light 2 steps up, and the pearlescent frog light 1 step down from the top, with the wall blocks, again, 3 blocks in between each other. A small detail for the stairs leading up to the end gateway. For the railing, the underside of the railing, it is actually 2 slabs between the platform and the stairs here. And now we've followed up by bringing the same lighting design up to the platform here on all of the wall blocks. However, now we're going to do something a little extra. On top of each of these, we're going to place a deep slate wall block and a cobbled deep slate slab. This is going to be done for the sides, the 2 on the sides. However, the corner, we're going to add on another glass pane or end rod, depending. For this is a purple and then an end rod. We want another purple, and then we put the deep slate wall and the cobbled deep slate slab. And we're going to do that for the rest of the lighting we have here. So we want another end rod and a deep slate wall, cobbled deep slate slab. We're actually going to change this and have it facing like that. Finally, on one of the taller diagonals, we're going to place a purple carpet. We're going to skip over one, place a magenta carpet, skip over another, and place a cyan carpet. And we're going to do the same like so. And now the platform for the end gateway is complete, and it should look like this. At the other end of the second walkway, we're going to start working on the next platform for the end gateway. At the end here, we're going to place down 2 bricks and a slab on either side, and then we'll fill this in right here with some scaffolding and bring out 1 set of bricks like that, with some slabs, and repeat this 4 times. Ending with a set of bricks beyond the end stone here. Then we're going to place down 3 upside down stairs, and the build process is going to be identical to the other platform over there. As I mentioned near the beginning of this video, I will be manually repositioning my end gateways to better fit my design. As you can see, this one isn't centered on the platform. There are a couple different ways to do this, but the easiest way for me currently is I'm going to replace the end gateway with a clone of another. I'm using a gateway that won't actually need to move later as a benchmark for convenience. I'm also cloning a 5x5x5 of the gateway so that when this one is replaced, it doesn't leave behind the extra bedrock being replaced by the air blocks instead. So the command I'm using to do this is the clone command. It is taking the space between the blue coordinates here and the yellow coordinates, and then in the north bottom left corner of where you need it pasted is these coordinates here, or the netherrack right there. And if I enter this in, it is swapped positions. Something very important to know if you choose to use this method as well is when a gateway first generates after defeating the Ender Dragon, it does not already have an exit gateway. What that means is it does not have coordinates for an exit gateway in its block data, and the exit gateway does not physically exist either. The exit gateway generates when you go through it for the first time. All of my end gateways, aside from one, have not been used, meaning they don't have coordinates for an exit gateway in their block data. And if you're not sure if your if your gateway has an exit, or if you've used it or not, you can check this by typing in data get block and then the coordinates of the block you want to check. And as you can see here, the block data consists of the end gateway's coordinates as well as the block ID and its age. However, it does not have the exit coordinates that I mentioned. And if I get the block data for the end gateway that I have used, we have some more information. Right, where is it? The exit portal at 23, 66, and negative 1041. So it does have an exit gateway already. And the reason all of this is important is because if I cloned an entrance that already had exit coordinates, the clone would keep those coordinates. Likewise, if I replaced the entrance that already had an exit with a new entrance, it would then generate a new exit on top of an existing exit. And of course, the exit gateway has its own coordinates in its block data, so the issues would go both ways. Alternatively, if you are trying to replace an end gateway that already has an exit gateway and its exit coordinates, you'll want to use the set block command. Now first we're going to need the coordinates of the exit gateway, and we can use the data command to get just that. And so we have the coordinates here. Next we're going to use the set block command, and we're going to replace this end gateway actually right now with air. And then we're going to go back and turn it back into an end gateway, except now we're going to add in some more information. We're going to want a bracket and capital E exit, capital P portal, with a colon and another bracket, and this is where we're going to put in the coordinates of the exit portal, which are x colon 607 comma y colon 70 comma z colon negative 817, and 2 closed brackets, like so. This is just an example, but you get the idea. Now we've replaced this air block with a new end gateway with the coordinates of an already existing exit portal. And if we go through, we can see the portal is already here. Now to complete this, I want to do the same thing with this exit portal. So we can scroll back up to this command, and instead we'll replace the block we're trying to change with the coordinates of this current end gateway, and the coordinates for the exit portal will be the gateway we just used, which are 56 for X, 75 for Y, and negative 78 for Z. Right, we need to replace this and then set it with an AND gateway, like so. And if we go through, we will have returned to the AND gateway we started at. Moving on to the diagonal staircase, I've already finished building the second platform for the end gateway over there, and I've also extended the inner ring here just to make things a bit easier to visualize. I also wanted to make note that at this half of the build there is not going to be a staircase, specifically because there is a pillar here. So there's no staircase. Instead there's going to be a single lighting fixture and another frog light in the center, like so. And I changed the design again. Instead of one post in the center, we have 2 posts on either side with 3 blocks between them. Back to the staircase, I already have a bit of scaffolding laid out here, and we're going to start by filling in the gaps just above the half slabs that border the ring with some end stone brick, like so. We'll also fill in this corner, and then we're going to want to place down 2 upside down stairs and 3 slabs on the corner here. Continue around, and then on these slabs we're going to want some end stone brick. Aside from those, we want some regular end stone and end stone brick like that. And then on the corner we want 3 more end stone brick and 2 slabs along the side, like so. Over here by the wall we're going to place down some slabs and some full blocks, like so. And then on the corner here, another set of blocks and slabs. Now continuing out, we want to put down a corner of slabs and put some end stone on top of those slabs and bring it out with 2 end stone bricks. We're going to continue this pattern until we have 5 sets of the end stone, and we're going to stop there. The stairs should look like this, with 5 sets of the end stone here, and we're actually going to break this last set of end stone so that we can build off of these slabs here. We want a slab on either side of this one, followed by 7 upside down stair blocks. Do this for both sides, except first we may as well put some more upside down stair blocks in this pattern here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to finish the ring here with 3 more upside down stair blocks at a diagonal, followed by 7 more stair blocks. And then again we'll go at a diagonal with 3 and another 7 and 3 more, like so. And that should finish the ring at the bottom of this next platform. Next we're going to line the corners, just the corners, with 5 end stone and 1 end stone brick. We'll do this for all 4 corners. After that we're going to place down some upside down stairs in a 3x3 in the remaining corners, like that. And we'll fill in with some end stone brick in this pattern and some end stone like like so. After that, we're just going to place some ochre frog lights in the center of the upside down stair blocks, like that, and the underside should look like this. Next, on the 3 outside corners, we're going to place down 5 end stone blocks, like so. And we're actually going to also place down a line of end stone brick coming from the staircase, just like this. Next, we're going to line the outside of these end stone with some half slabs. And for the other sides, we're going to do the same, except we're also going to line the end stone bricks with some slabs as well. And then one slab in, we're going to place a stair block, and we're going to do that for this corner over here and the same over here. And we're going to then double up just the border with some slabs, just like this. On these 2 spaces I left blank by the staircase, we're going to want a solid block and a slab on top. And then we're going to start placing obsidian around the ring we've left here, up to the stair blocks, just like that. Minus this one. Now I've gone ahead and filled in much of the platform with some scaffolding blocks. The corner by the stairs should look like this, and we're going to actually, before we forget for later, we're going to bring out the 2 sides here with 2 sets of the end stone bricks. These will be for the stairs up to the next 2 end gateways for later. Next, we're going to start lining the outside with end stone brick and stair blocks. We want 2 end stone brick coming from the stairs, and a third on the corner here with 3 blocks between the frog light, another end stone brick on the far corner here, and then over here next to the stair block we're going to want to place an end stone brick, and on top of it we will want a stair block facing that direction with another end stone brick coming out of that. And we'll do the same over here and continue placing the end stone bricks in the corners like that. And that, another in the corner, and 2 from the stairs. And again we will fill in the gaps with some stair blocks, like so. I've gone ahead and placed down the deep slate wall blocks and white glass panes around the edge of the platform. There's an additional white glass pane facing the stairs on both sides. I've also placed down 4 of the frog lights here, 4 blocks out from the center in all 4 directions. Additionally, I've extended the scaffolding here to reach the end stone brick we brought out earlier, and there's an additional end stone brick just underneath the wall blocks here. And we are now going to connect the frog lights in the center with a diagonal of end stone stairs. And we are going to fill in a majority of the platform with per slabs after this. leaving the corner here, all four corners, empty for now. And we're going to fill with the per slabs up to these stairs here. The four corners are going to have mud blocks and peony, and now we're going to start building the fountain in the center with 5 copper blocks and surrounding that with some slabs. Another copper block on top of there with a green frog light. And we're actually going to place down some scaffolding 1 block away from the frog light, and on that scaffolding we're going to have the copper stairs facing the frog light. Upside down, like that. We can break the scaffolding now. On top of the frog light we'll have a slab, and then underneath the stairs we will have some end rods. And then on the back side of the stairs we will have some warped trapdoors. And after waterlogging all of the copper slabs, we are then going to waterlog the stair blocks, like so. And that will be the fountain complete. Coming back to the stairs, I've already placed down 3 frog lights along the stairway here. 2 blocks between this frog light, we have a purple one. 3 blocks after that, we have a green one, and another 3 blocks after that we have a purple one. And we're going to start with some per stairs on either side of this green frog light, and 1 layer up we're going to have some slabs like so, and we're going to continue with a W pattern the rest of the way. Just like that. And for the deep slate wall along the railing, we want to go up 3 blocks and place a wall block, and 3 blocks after that another wall block. And we'll do that for both sides. Just like that. And we'll fill in the lighting after this. Finally, we will finish with building the stairs leading up to the next set of end gateways. We'll start with 3 slabs, the top layer of the end stone brick underneath, and on those slabs we want the end stone and 3 end stone bricks off of that, continuing this pattern up to 4 sets of the end stone. And at the 4th set we will end with the stone bricks here. And then the process is completely identical to what we've done before. And a few days later, a majority of the build has been completed using all of the previous steps. Now we can start work on the center of the build. Just some smaller details before we get into the path leading to the spawn platform. Real quick, some of the resources that are left. Haven't used much of the ochre frog light, but this is just in comparison to what I showed at the beginning of the video. We've also added in some light gray carpet and some gray carpet, as well as 24 crying obsidian. And the purpur, I had to get another shulker full of purpur blocks. Of the 7 shulkers of endstone, we have 1 and a little bit left. This is just some of the scaffolding I used. And then I did have to get maybe 20 extra stacks of obsidian. I don't think I'll be using all of this still, but that's what we have left so far. And to start the next step, we're going to line the entire ring with copper stairs. So just going all the way around in the water. Next, we're going to start decorating the base of the pillars surrounding the end portal. There are 4 different sizes of pillar, and we're going to start with the smallest and work our way up. First, we're going to place down some end stone brick around the sides, just like this. And in the corner gaps, we can place some frog light. And then we want some stair blocks coming out of the pillar like that. And 3 slabs, and then the surrounding area like this. And that is the smallest pillar. For the second smallest pillar, we're going to start with some end stone brick in the corners like this. And the frog light in the corner of those. We can put down some stair blocks along the sides of the pillar here. And then just next to the frog light, like so. And then around the rest of the pillar, we place slabs, except for this corner with the stair block. Just like that. For the second largest pillar, we're going to start with the end stone brick in a pattern like this around the corners. And we'll place the frog light in the corners like this. And then we can connect up the stone bricks with stairs, just like that, and around the sides as well. And then we'll wrap everything around with just slabs. And that is the second largest pillar. And for the largest pillar, and there's only one of these to the best of my knowledge, it is similar to the second largest pillar. We're going to start with the end stone brick around the corners like this. With some frog lights in the corners. Connecting everything up with the stair blocks. and then wrapping it around with slabs. And that is the largest pillar. And finally, for the end portal, we're going to start with cobbled deep slate, 3 in the corners and 3 along the side. We'll do that for the rest of the portal. And then end stone brick in a similar pattern to one of the other pillars. And then connect it all up with stairs. And then another layer of the slabs. And what we're actually going to do is in the center slabs here, we're going to break those, place down some warped wood trapdoors facing out like that. We can put some more slabs around those. Do that for the other 3 sides. And that is the end portal. And here is a map of the current build. It is almost complete. What we're going to want to do next is clear out all the space underneath the end portal that we've designed right here. So we'll open up one of the trapdoors and go down 4 blocks. We can close the trapdoor and the water will go away, and then we just start digging. The underside of your end portal should now look like this. All of the space underneath the stair blocks and slabs should be clear, 4 blocks deep, and the underneath to the side of the bedrock here we've left a bit of end stone. That is because when you respawn the Ender Dragon, this end stone actually regenerates. So if you tried to place a different block here, it would just be overwritten. And now before we actually get back to building, we're actually going to finish digging out all of the space for the tunnel we're going to be building. Facing east, we're going to start by digging out this wall here, 4 wide and 7 deep, 7 deep from this wall. Next, we're going to dig out 2 tall blocks like this and 2 deep like this. And back at the beginning, we're going to start our staircase by digging out a set of blocks like that, and then down another step like so, and we'll continue this pattern. So for every 2 blocks forward, we go down 1 block for the steps here, and we've reached the point we've dug out already for the ceiling, and we're going to do the same thing for the ceiling now. Every 2 blocks forward, we go down 1 block, and we will continue this until the floor reaches Y level 47. And once we've reached the point where the block below our feet is at Y level 47, we will continue digging 6 blocks forward and 5 blocks tall. So we'll bring the ceiling down 1 more, and we'll clear out a space 6 blocks that way. Once we have all of that dug out, we want to then clear a 5 by 5 on the right. And do the exact same thing on the other side. Like that. Next, we want to start digging forward once both sides are connected. At the moment, this is 5 blocks tall, but as we continue digging, we want to raise the ceiling by 1 block, and we're going to continue digging, clearing out all this space in front of us until we reach the obsidian pillar. Once you've reached the obsidian pillar, we want to then start digging out a 27 by 27 square centered around the pillar. And you can start by coming out 8 blocks from the pillar and digging 13 blocks in both directions. And yeah, just a 27 by 27 square centered around the pillar. Once we have the entire space dug out, we're actually going to fill in a few areas. Most of the ceiling will be 6 blocks high, except for the corners, which will have this sort of pattern here. It comes in 3 blocks on both sides with a 3 by 3 in the center corner here, and we've got some small patterns on either side. On the 2 sides, the left and right from the stairs, we actually want to fill in two blocks in, and it is 9 blocks wide. We'll just fill that in completely. Same in all 4 corners. At the other end, where we'll be digging a tunnel, it's just a 6 tall and 7 wide, and that's where we're going to just continue digging all the way to the edge of the island itself. There are also a couple pillars here. These are mostly optional. These are just going to be spaces that aren't decorated when we get to that phase. And we've finished digging out the tunnel. It is 7 blocks wide and 6 blocks tall. It is at the other end of the path we've been digging, directed towards the spawn platform over there. We can now start the building process. First step is a 3 by 3 of obsidian directly below the end portal, and next you want to line both sides of the ceiling with stair blocks, and once everything is lined with stair blocks, you can fill in the gap with slabs. The corners of the ceiling are actually going to have ochre froglight, 4 of them, and then underneath the 4 corners you're going to have a pattern of purple slabs, like so. And the stairs are going to exclude a bit of that for now. We'll also want to place down some ochre froglights directly underneath the trapdoors, like this. And for the trapdoor by the stairs, you can place down an ender chest and maybe backlight it a bit. After that, you will place down a 3 by 3 of stair blocks centered around the froglight, and on the froglight we'll place a birch trapdoor. And the same on top of the ender chest here. We can access it like that. After that, you can waterlog the 3 by 3, and then we want to line the floor with stair blocks again, just all the way around the purr and the pool of water here. Same pattern across the board, and then fill in the gaps with copper slabs, and we'll waterlog these as well. And on the 4 sides of the obsidian, we actually want to go down a block and place a froglight, and on top of the froglight we'll place some warped trapdoors. What we're going to do now is actually replace some of the walls with endstone brick and endstone brick walls. We want the endstone brick along the floor and in the corners like that, with some walls just to the side, and we'll do that for the rest. The room underneath the end portal is now more or less complete, and to get in and out, you just flip a trapdoor and swim up the water stream, or go back down. Just like that, we can start work on the stairs. And for the stairs, we're going to place down some frog lights every other step, or every other block, and they alternate all the way down for both sides and for both set of stairs. And then we can start placing the steps of per slabs. And above the frog light, we're going to place an upside down stair block with a slab on top, and on either side we're going to place 2 end stone brick blocks, and we'll do this for the rest of the staircase. At the top of the staircase, we actually want the blocks above this frog light to be end stone brick all the way to the ceiling in this fashion, with some wall blocks at the corner there. The staircase should now look like this at the moment, and to start on the ceiling, I actually made a little mistake earlier. We want to bring this top piece out just for this one line here, and then we want to start placing down end stone bricks and slabs in this order the entire way down. And finally, we are going to place down 3 wall blocks every other block on both sides of the staircase for both sets of stairs. The bottom of the staircase should look like this at the moment. What we're going to do is bring these end stone bricks out to this pillar we have here on both sides. Continue with the wall blocks like that. And we can actually cover up the rest of this pillar with end stone brick. On the ceiling, we're going to place down some frog lights like this and surround them with upside down stair blocks. With some end stone brick between them. We can then bring the flooring out from the stairs here, and these are 2 wide on either side, and then we can actually continue this just a bit. We'll also fill in these corners here and line the roof or the ceiling like so. And on top of these corners, we'll place some wall blocks. And then on either side of the entrance here, we're going to place down some stair blocks with some slabs joining the two. And we'll also place down our lining of stair blocks on the floor here. And in the pillar room, on the 2 side walls here, we're actually going to line the walls with some end stone brick, including a bit of the ceiling. Like that, and we'll put some walls just to the side. And it should look like this. Skipping ahead a little bit, we want to start lining the ceiling with stair blocks and some end stone brick blocks, starting at the stairs. We want to go in a pattern that just lines the section of the ceiling that we have carved out, like so. And on these 2 corners, we want some end stone bricks. And we're going to continue along, and the same pattern. I messed this one up here. Same pattern all the way to the other side of the room, where we will have 5 stair blocks and then a solid block coming out that way. And we also do this exact same pattern on the floor here. Same pattern. And along the edge of the pillar here, we want some end stone brick blocks on these corners and wrapping around with some stair blocks like so. We do this for the floor and the ceiling. We can also take this opportunity to fill in the floor with per slabs. And then a slight mistake, we actually want to narrow this corridor. Instead of having it along the wall like that, we'll bring it back 1. It is still 5 stair blocks until a solid block like so, with 3 blocks in between. That's for the floor and the ceiling. Next, we're going to place down some frog lights along the ceiling. Before that, I've also placed down some deep slate wall blocks on all of the corner pieces, the end stone bricks, along the ceiling and the floor all the way around. For the frog lights, we want to place it in the center here, 2 blocks out from the pillar, and 2 blocks out from the corners, and one block across. We have another frog light. We do this all the way around just for the ceiling, and then we can start filling in the ceiling with slabs up to the edge of the corridor here, just like this. And for each of the 4 corners, we have this little 3x3 in the ceiling. We're going to place down a frog light in the center and surround it with upside down stair blocks, like so. We'll do that for all 4 corners. Next, we're going to fill in the floor with mud and peony, as well as the purple frog lights and copper slabs, like so, in this pattern here. We've also dug out a small portion of the wall here in this area and on the other side here. This space in the center is going to be a small fountain that we have replicated on the surface. Skipping ahead a little bit, we've built the fountains and filled the floor with water, and along the walls we have 3 endstone brick walls with a endstone brick block on top at certain points along the walls as well as in the back. And the space with the small cutout, we've placed copper stairs on either side with some copper slab here, some copper in the back, green frog light, and another stair block in the back there. And then after this, we'll want to connect the ceiling blocks with stairs and line the rest of the ceiling with slabs like this. Not the entire ceiling, but just against the stairs and brick blocks, like so. Ceiling should look like that. Walls should look like this. Next, we're going to actually put some water in the wall here. We're going to waterlog the slab right there, as well as the stair block in the back there, and then finally another water source in the top there. And we're going to close this up with a stair block, an upside down stair block, and the fountain should look like that. We'll do that for both sides. Like so. And we can also fill the fountain with water. And that is the corners. All 4 corners should look like this. We can also place down some white stained glass panes around the edge of the fountain on all 4 sides, like so. Moving on to the corridor at the end here, we've actually extended the path a little bit. From here, we've got 5 more stair blocks and another endstone brick, and then 4 more stair blocks. That is for both the floor and ceiling on both sides. And we've also filled in a few gaps with just some endstone as a miscellaneous block. You'll see that a bit more in a second. Next, we're going to place down some endstone bricks in this frame like that, and we're actually going to fill in every other block beyond that with some obsidian. 6 obsidian for the floor and ceiling on both sides. Next, we're going to place on top or below the obsidian some stair blocks where the gap exposes the obsidian, like that. And beside it, we want some endstone brick. We'll do that for both sides. And after we have all of that in place, we will have some endstone brick walls in the gap between the obsidian, like that. And at the end here, we've done the same thing, same pattern as over at that end. And my mistake, we actually want the wall blocks on on either side of the obsidian like this, ending at the wall over there and the other side. And we've gone ahead and filled in the floor with the purple slabs. Next, we're going to place the deep slate walls on the endstone bricks on both sides. And we're going to start work on the ceiling. Past this point, we're going to place down a frog light, and between the deep slate wall blocks, we're going to place down some more of the endstone brick. On either side of the brick, we're going to place some slabs. And surrounding the frog light, we're going to place some some endstone brick stairs. In that fashion, and we'll do the same there and at the end here. And before we can continue building the path, we want to instead go down 4 blocks and scaffold out to the obsidian platform and build out a 13 by 13 platform that we can use to build the underside of the next step. And centered underneath the obsidian platform, we have 4 wall blocks spaced 3 blocks apart, and in this pattern here we have some scaffolding blocks that we want to then place some slabs, some top half slabs all around, not including the corners or sides. Like so. At a level just above the wall blocks, we want a 3 by 3 of obsidian, and along the sides we'll have some upside down stair blocks. And on top of the wall blocks we'll place an endstone brick block, and then outside the corners of that endstone brick block we want 3 crying obsidian. We'll do that for the other 3 corners. And on top of all the slabs, the top half slabs, we're going to place regular endstone. And in the spaces between the crying obsidian and the stair blocks, we're going to also fill in with more upside down stair blocks. And in the center, we will have an ochre frog light. We'll do that for the other 3 sides. Back towards the end island, we're going to come out of the platform with a 3 by 3 of the endstone brick, and then leaving the center empty, we're going to platform back to the island on both sides. But having done that, we can now remove all of the scaffolding underneath the platforms. And what we're going to do next is fill in the gap between here with 4 top half slabs and a frog light, another 5 slabs, another frog light, another 5 slabs, frog light, and then 4 more slabs with some solid blocks at the end. And at the other end of the platform against the end island, I've cleaned up a little bit of the space. Your mileage may vary. I'm not sure how far other end islands extend out, but you may decorate it a different way. I've also placed some endstone brick against the island itself, as well as underneath the platform, the walkway. And what we're going to do next is place down some upside down stair blocks, one coming out of this brick here, and another coming out of the stair block like that. And then at the sides of the frog lights, we're going to do the same thing, one coming out of the brick and the other 2 coming out of the stair block here. We'll do this for both sides and at the other 2 frog lights along the path. And at the spawn platform, we want some upside down stair blocks coming out of these 2 blocks here, and one more coming out of the stair block itself, We'll do this for both sides. After that, we are going to then fill in the gaps on both sides with some top half slabs, and we're going to start with a ring around the platform, the spawn platform, with slabs. Not like that, but like this, all the way around. And another small mistake, we actually want 4 upside down stairs extending from the spawn platform. 3 coming out of the blocks here, and then 1 more coming out of the stair block like so. Next, we want to place down obsidian and frog lights on top of the slabs we just laid down, starting at the corner here between the pathway and the spawn platform. We want obsidian like so, and then a frog light here, 2 obsidian on the corner, another frog light right there, 2 more obsidian, and a frog light. And we'll continue this pattern all the way around. Just like that. We want to then put another layer of slabs, these are bottom half slabs, on either side of the pathway extending from the obsidian all the way to the end island. Then we want 3 obsidian from the spawn platform and a frog light, and 5 more obsidian, a frog light, 5 obsidian, frog light, and we just continue this back to the end island on both sides. After that, we want to then place down some bottom half slabs coming out of the platform. We're only doing one wide sort of layer here. They're all bottom half slabs, and we'll do that the entire way around the platform, like so. Back at the end island, we want to start decorating the entrance a little bit. In the corners, we will have some endstone bricks, and we will also have some upside down stairs and some slabs connecting. After that, we can place down 4 endstone brick walls on the sides like that. And on top of these stairs and slabs, we want 5 slabs just above it. And we want a stair facing the other direction, or the top facing stair, and 3 endstone brick with another top facing stair at the other end. And it should look like this for now. Next, we're going to place down some endstone brick on either side like so, and again at either side of the bottom frog lights along the walkway. And at the spawn platform, we will have the endstone brick on the edges or the corners like that, as well as the 4 corners and the sides like this. Finally, we can connect all of those endstone bricks with some stair blocks over top the bottom half slabs that we placed down earlier and all the way around the spawn platform, including the 1 stair block I left bare until now. And we can start filling in the floor. And back at the spawn platform, after filling in most of the flooring, we're going to place down 3 crying obsidian coming out of the platform on all 4 sides. Whoops. And then 1 frog light. Actually, we'll do that. Frog light coming out of the crying obsidian, and another on the corner. 8 in total. connect them all up with some stair blocks. All the way around. And after filling in the rest of the floor surrounding the spawn platform, we can start placing down the deep slate wall blocks along the walkway and the corners of the spawn platform. Like that. We also have two more just above the ridge of the entrance right there. And for the four corners of the spawn platform, just the four corners, we want an end rod, a glass pane, and another end rod. We're going to correct that in a second, with another wall block and a deep slate slab, cobbled deep slate slab. And we're going to correct this real quick. And we're going to do that for the four corners. After these corners are complete, we can do the sides, which are an end rod and a glass pane, but we alternate that. They're only too tall this time, and we do that for all three sides. And we also continue this pattern all the way down the walkway here. Oops, I missed one. This would be on the bottom side, like that. And I missed another. And I missed another. But we continue this, and we continue it all the way into the island itself, as well as around the obsidian pillar. And the last little detail is to the top of the deep slate slabs outside. We can place down some light gray carpet and some gray carpet, and we have them alternate all the way around. And it should look like this all the way around and down the walkway as well. And that is the entire build complete. Also, I forgot to mention, we have the white stained glass connecting all the wall blocks around the platform and the walkway. And finally, another look at the resources that I have left after the build is completed. We have 3 shulkers of endstone left. I think most of this, if not all of it, was from digging out all of the tunnels. And these are some of the scaffolding blocks I have left. And over here we have a bit of... So I lost a couple carpet, but that's fine. And some glass panes. I think I turned all of the glass I had into glass panes, maybe most of it. These are the maps I put together earlier. Nope, here's most of the glass left. As well as, I was actually surprised we used as much copper as we did. And some of the mud and peony, I knew I made more than I needed for that. And some of the obsidian I have left. As well as the purpur. We had 2 shulkers. We made one at the start, and I made another halfway through. Some of the endstone materials and some of the deep slate. I actually had to go back for another stack of deep slate. And some of the frog lights. We used most of the purple and green and just a bit of the ochre. And I think that about wraps up the video. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. I may not have spoken well throughout the video, but I hope the visuals helped you build it if you chose to build it. But thank you.